Good morning. Oh God. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome in. Welcome into the Unpacking Pod with your host, Jean Faymas, better known as Jess. It's so lovely to see you all this morning. Today, on the Unpacking Pod, I am very honored to welcome in our first ever guest. She's been working in the VTuber industry since 2021 with an academic background in video game design. She's Vishayan's bubbly pink idol, canonically trapped in a mystical tower in the sky with her critic companions. Hanya spends her streams performing and playing cozy games. As a talented vocalist, entertainer, and artist, she strives to create a bubbling escape for her viewers. But don't be fooled by her little sister energy, because Hanya is always the first to share helpful advice or surprise you with the edgy side. She loves metal music, Overwatch, and has some crazy stories from a brief stint working in an adult store. Please give a warm welcome to the amazing Hanya! Also, she's my wife. She is my wife. Welcome, welcome in, Hanya! Say hello to everybody!
Oh God, can you hear me? Oh,
Do we hear
good
the
morning,
amazing
good
Hanya?
morning.
Good morning.
You were supposed to say I didn't anticipate.
No, we're professional here, right, boys? We're professional.
Of
We got the full podcast intro, Hanya. Thank you so much.
I didn't realize I had so many things, honestly.
Girl, you're prolific. Thank you so much for taking time out of, for those who don't realize, a very busy schedule that Hanya's going through, to stop by for the pod today. Oh, we do. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I feel like before we even get into the questions, we gotta acknowledge the fact that we have known each other for almost 4 years now. Is that not crazy?
Okay, I didn't hear it out loud last time you said it.
Is that not insane that we've known each other
a long
for
time.
so long? We've been
It's
doing
a crazy
this.
amount.
And do you remember when we first met, those being in the VV Minecraft server?
Mind you, we met through VV chat.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Blame the Vividly VV for uniting this brain rot.
Scouting the Aussie VTubers.
She truly is the talent scout. She would never acknowledge it. She would never acknowledge it.
No, truly. It's that Minecraft server honestly has a really soft space in my heart. You making your Gundam.
Oh my God, I'd almost forgot that. That's right. I was making a Gundam in the VV Minecraft server.
It had a big ass booty.
It did.
Saving villagers.
It absolutely did. Oh my God, yeah. VV bringing people together. But everybody, welcome in. Yes, we have the amazing Hanya, and we're gonna just be talking about VTubing, how we got into it, what we feel about it, all that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm gonna throw you into the deep end with this first question.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hit me.
Take yourself all the way back. So everybody has the original Oshi, the original thing they found, but can you can you possibly recall the first spark? That first moment that made you go, "Oh, I really want to be a VTuber." Do you remember? Do you remember that moment? You do? Okay, come on, tell us what was it? What was it?
It was a couple of things in a week period, but I will say the first thing I watched, it was a clip of Nanners. Early Nanners, first Nanners, and she was talking about milking cow titties.
A classic Nyanas, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
I think she was playing a driving sim game. I can't remember which, and she was talking about cows. So yeah, that was it. If anyone knows that clip, it's very unhinged.
And you're sitting there and you're like, I gotta do this.
Yeah, well, yeah. I already had wanted to try streaming for art stuff, and but I was never keen on putting myself out there. So
people don't know this.
VTubing,
you started with an arts background before you even got into streaming. You used to do illustrations online. Were you a deviant artist?
I was, of course, I was a deviant artist. Back when I was a little one, I think I had an account at the age of 8.
No way.
Yeah.
True deviancy.
True deviant artist.
Yeah. So you always wanted to go into streaming, but it was just a personal, confident thing.
A bit of confidence. Yeah. I mean, I'm a very different person now that I've been a streamer. I was very much more in my shell. So, and part of wanting to stream was part of wanting to get out of that. So, but it was scary to also consider the fact that I'd ever be on screen or anything like that. And I mean, in fairness, a lot of art streamers don't do that at all.
Yeah.
So I had already definitely considered it. But then when I saw VTubing, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, oh no, that's how it's gotta be. No, that's what it's gonna be. That's how it is.
Chat is asking, was it Pony or was it OC? And I feel like I know the answer is both.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I drew My Little Pony art for myself. I never shared it anywhere
Yeah.
because I fucking hated the community. I could not stand the community. I couldn't, but it was mostly OC initially. Okay, one thing I did share though was at one stage when I was in my youngin in high school.
Take us back there.
I was drawing Adventure Time art and I had an Adventure Time OC.
Incredible. Do you think that might have been one of the sparks that inspired you when you saw VTubing? Is like the OC element of it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, actually, funnily enough, this model is somewhat inspired by one of my first OCs. She had an eye patch. Well, and that carried through a lot of my characters.
I think like maybe we're getting ahead, but I do want to like get into like how much of the character design is you, because out of all of the, out of us girls in Vashine, I feel like you've went through the biggest evolution. And I think externally to maybe viewers or people who watch Vashine, it might have seemed like a big change. But I feel like for us, the girls who know you, this trajectory for Hanya makes a lot of sense. With how you've been on the stream. Do you feel like there's, with the evolutions you've been through, have you like, how do you feel about, the stages of Hanya, like from an artist perspective?
They make sense to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially through those points in my life kind of thing. Like, it's been years now, right? So, like, you change as a person. Yeah. Those parts of me, I still think are very much me, which is why I think when it came to this design, I was like, Hanya is multiverse. There's multiple Hanyas. Because they're all me. They're just different parts of me. So, this, I feel like, especially with the current rendition, it was very much a point to make it feel like me always. Yeah. So, I didn't ever fall into that those parts where it's like it doesn't feel like me always. So
that like maybe it was like you were projecting maybe a different side of you, but it wasn't like
it wasn't
really
consistent.
Cozy.
So like previous Hanya, I definitely like that, right? Like that's very much part of me. But the pink Hanya is more of an outward, the thing that I show the world. Like that's what I like to project myself as, even if I'm not always confident that way. The other me is more of an enclosed me, like the stuff that I do when I kind of feel more not like I want to show off.
You know that,
like I don't want to be out in the world. Like my big hoodie, my big black hoodie.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. That's like the more like little like gremlin, like the different side of gremlin, like the little edgy gremlin. Yeah.
It's what I wear when I want to hide. Yeah. So it's like I feel like the previous model kind of was part of that, is what I want to wear when I want to hide.
And now you're like able to express yourself fully. Like I feel like you're coming into that confidence for sure with this. With regards to like even like your first form, because for people who don't know, like you are your own artist, and even right back at the start, like you made your own form. Do you remember the process of designing early Hanya, like right when you started?
So original Hanya was actually like an OC I kind of had already designed. Which was very much just based on an outfit I had in real life.
Classic.
And it was just anime Hanya at the time. So I didn't really have any thought put into it in the sense of like the VTubing sphere, because it had actually become like I had drawn it before I even knew about VTubers.
So you just kind of threw her into that world.
So she kind of it was very much like rough, and then so there's multiple Hanyas, because there was PNG Hanya, which is the one I'm referring to now. Yeah. She was kind of pink with the orange hair. Yeah. And then there was the first live 2D model, which was the black and red start. Yeah. And then she was very much the original, but then she had the different vibe, which kind of blended into like characters I used to make in like video games. Like if I played an MMORPG, I would wear black and red. Like that would always look best. And and things like that. So I kind of played into that a bit. And that's still kind of, that's the more hidden Hanya, the different, the dark Hanya.
The amount of times I've found with this, with like designing and VTubing, where like your childhood things, like the thing you dressed up as like in a video game comes out, you're like, hey, that's where that's always been. It just kind
There's
of
definitely that in this as well, but in different ways.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, talking about like your first design, you were a PNG VTuber when you first started. I remember you having a Vroid as well at one point.
Yeah, so Vroid came very quickly after. I just made it myself real quick. I think it was literally just like assets that you could get in the Vroid store, and then I just recolored them.
People don't remember though, back in like 2021, like we were kind of in the Midwest. Like we were in the Wild West of VTubing. You were just throwing together assets you found randomly while going through these forums to make it work. Doing it DIY.
Absolutely.
So it was like, when you were like going into that, so you were constructing the first Hanya, do you remember like your first stream? Like, do you remember the thoughts you were going into before going into that first stream? Like, had you done overlays, or you just like, oh, just hit the go live button? Like, do you remember the weeks, months leading up to it?
It wasn't months, actually.
No? So, okay, yeah.
Surprisingly, because I was in the art sphere, I picked a niche. So, you know, for a lot of people, it's best to just pick a niche and then go with it, and then you get an audience really quick. I got an audience really quick. So within the first 2 weeks, I was like, oh shit, I actually need a model. I can't be PNG no more. There's actually people watching me. I want to do this thing.
You had like a Pride, so it was like attached to a Pride Arts account, so you could kind of like push people. No, okay.
Nope. Started fresh. I didn't want it to be attached to anything.
Yeah, crazy.
But yeah, so within the first couple of weeks, you know, I had something like 30 viewers or 20 to 30
incredible.
Viewers. I'm pretty certain, I don't remember. So I was in art. So obviously niche.
Art category,
you're streaming
niche.
in art like 8 hours a day, like you're gonna get viewers.
yeah. And you were just like illustrating, drawing, working on projects, chatting.
Yeah, and then also, now I don't know if this happened in the first 2 weeks or if it happened in the first month. Also, Nimine rated me. And me and Nimine talked a bit in the early days, and I did art of her and stuff like that after that. So she rated me a couple of times. So then that also got viewers up as well. So
it's like,
and then so I made a Vroid model pretty quickly because of that.
Because you're like, I can't, the people looking, I need to be able to move.
Well, like, I wanted to be able to play other games, and I felt like having an actual avatar for that would be best.
Well, that's an interesting pivot to that, is like, from like, you know, those first initial art streams. So you said you wanted to start playing games. Is that because you didn't want to be pigeonholed in, or you just wanted to play games because you loved playing games? Yeah. It was the desire to play the games. You didn't like. So before, when watching streamers, I guess like Nyanas and stuff, they also played games. So you were just kind of going about it, doing whatever you felt like would be fun.
I didn't really watch streamers before I became a VTuber.
Okay.
So I found some clips, and that's how I learned about VTubers, but I didn't watch them as content creators until I became a VTuber. And then it kind of pivoted, and I started watching people for different reasons. But I wasn't really a stream enjoyer. I wasn't. I just wanted to stream art, which is a little different from everyone else, I think.
I think I was kind of in a similar perspective as you in that regards as well, because I also started just in the art category, drawing, and then realized I like playing video games. I want to try this too. With like regards of like, okay, you got the PNG, people are rating, and you're getting the Vroid model, and you're starting to play games and stuff. Do you remember there being this distinctive moment after you started throwing it together that you were like, maybe you like, which started wanting to like push yourself to take it more seriously or self-improve? Do you remember there being a pivot, or did it happen really naturally for you, where you just kind of, things kind of snowballed slowly? Or was there a point where you're like, oh, I want to make the quality of my stream something different?
It just happened kind of more naturally. I think that comes from being an art streamer, though. Yeah. Because it's more of a desire to do more art and then just enhance what you're already creating. I think when it came to redesigning this model, I had a big change in like philosophy. And that became more about like being what's that a VTuber.
Okay, yeah. Like how so? Well, like when it comes to you, what do you define that as?
I would say like, so previously, I think designs were more, they happened out of inspiration or out of whatever I was feeling in the time.
Yeah.
Whereas with this character, I really distinctly wanted to design how I am now as something that could fit in a universe in a different way. So it's something I could create constant content out of, like if I want to make a story for myself, or if I want to do music, or if I want to do this or that, if I wanted to do a game for all I know, I wanted to make something that I could fit into worlds and play with and have it be a lot more loose. I feel like my previous characters were very much more, I guess, just me, and they didn't have like they had some going for them, especially the previous rendition. She definitely was like she had the most going for her, but I feel like because it was all it kind of just came together, it was a bit sloppy in a way, in a sense. And it was hard to break out of that because it wasn't solidified.
Yeah, so you got to like refine a vision with this project, which I think is very satisfying as an artist to do so. I mean, I guess in that regard of like, you know, going from like art to gaming, when did you start doing music stuff? Because I feel like predominantly people know you so much for your music and your performances more so nowadays. I'm trying to even think. I don't remember when the point was where I noticed you pivoted more into music. I feel like it was always a thing, but like, were you doing karaoke from day one, or did that come a bit later?
Karaoke came a bit later for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely like months in. I didn't do it very much at all early days, like maybe once every 6 months, maybe. It was very, very sporadic. I wasn't very confident. So this is something I've talked about a little bit with my community, but I haven't like laid it out entirely. From the youngest age, music has been something deeply important to me. I remember as like a fetus, like a toddler, sitting down on the floor of my room with cassettes, putting them in my cassette player and reading the lyrics off of the back of like the lyric pages that came with it. That's what I used to do as a child. I was obsessed with learning music.
Adorable. I love that.
And as I got a little older, I want to do more with it, and I'd tell this to my mom, and she tried to get me into the Australian Girls Choir. Which I got into.
Amazing. But, I was gonna ask if you ever did like choir or instruments in school. No, what?
But we couldn't afford it because we were very poor.
Yeah.
So, and at that point, my little Hanya's heart broke, and she never really tried again.
Pack hearts, what the fuck? No, it's that.
I think
like,
it really.
You would have been like maybe adolescent at that time.
I think I was like 10, 11.
Yeah, that is a time period where that can freaking hit you. Yeah.
And I was basically like, I was put under the impression that you can't really do this unless you have things. Unless you have the means to do so, especially by adults around me at the time.
Yeah.
So I basically never took it seriously after that point. I did do a little bit of music stuff in high school. Like I did music as a class. I did join some music projects and things like that. But I never really took it seriously. And I always really enjoyed it. As I became an adult, I stopped singing more and more because you have other things. Yeah. And I'm not sitting down playing video games in my room alone anymore as an adult, at least early adult years. Now I am.
Yeah. So you didn't start doing karaoke until like 6 months in, and then casually. Then what was that moment? Was it the feedback from the community, or was it like a self-reflection moment that made you want to start doing it more? Yeah, okay.
I just liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't care. I started caring less that I didn't sound how I wanted to sound. And then I just kept pushing more and more. And then at a certain point I was like, no, I actually just want to be better. And so I started studying it more and like focusing more on my vocals. And that's probably the change you're talking about, seeing is like more that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to kind of say. And this was like, I guess there's questions in regard to streaming in general, but maybe it's more predominantly about music for you, is like noticing when you first start off streaming, and maybe, with music, like getting to that point where you're doing it for fun, but maybe you start being aware of weaknesses or like things where you could do better and where you can like improve yourself. Like, how do you go about creatively or maybe musically acknowledging points which you think, and maybe like find that balance between self-criticism and valid criticism, and then trying to take steps to improve yourself or challenge yourself? Like, what's your kind of process with approaching like self-improvement creatively?
Yeah, actually, self-improvement has always been a big thing for me in kind of everything.
Yeah.
I think as I've gotten more mentally stable, as an adult, it's been a lot easier just in general, because you get to learn to distinguish those voices between what's real and what's not real, you know?
Yeah.
I've always been pretty good at being critical of things, I think, which is, I think, why I wanted to do games design. As a child, I was very much into like being
Let's
critical
totally
of
get
games.
into that, because you did games design before you even got into like streaming and like online art.
Yeah, so I was always very critical of video games. I played a lot of games. I used to I used to play a lot of free games because, again, I was poor.
Yeah,
so
free MMORPGs.
Literally MMORPG.com. I would sit on that website every week and I would filter through new stuff coming out and new things that are currently out, and I would like categorize what I wanted to try for things coming out and what I wanted to play now, and I would play them for a couple of hours at a time. Maybe if I really liked it, I'd play it for longer, and I'd be very critical about the reasons why I liked the game. So I used to do that all the time. I just sat on that website and I would play free games that came out. Before we had Steam, before we had any of that. And obviously I played console games as well, but I was very much hypercritical of like the free to play games, which I guess was easier to do when they're less polished.
And then that like made you go like, I guess like you get out of high school and maybe, you know, you didn't get this thing with music and you're like, I like video games. So you went into video games design. Do you find there's things from that course that carry into streaming in any regards? Or do you think it was just like the general interest has always just been there?
The general interest has definitely always been there. I've always been an artist. Like I got my first drawing tablet at like 7.
Oh really?
My digital drawing tablet. Yeah. So definitely has always been there. And actually the reason why I definitely did games design was for the art aspect. I wanted to be a games designer, not necessarily to make the games, but to be a designer. Yeah,
concept artist stuff.
Concept artist.
Cool.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily something that I've ever wanted to put down. I'd still like to make a game someday, and I constantly try to have ideas on what to do with that. But I think it's all still there. And
I guess the criticism, like the critique maybe in study. I think like it's always carried through this ability to be like critical, and then going into self-criticism for your work.
Yeah. I will say I didn't really take my art ever too seriously. In the time that I've been a VTuber, I've started taking it more seriously than ever, just because I want to produce things that people enjoy. Yeah. So I've actually learned art while being a VTuber. I've had to learn color theory and things like that, and
I think
shading.
What you said there is really interesting. I want to produce things that people enjoy.
Yeah.
It's like, there was that, sorry, I'm making myself throw it. Like that thing of like, wanting to make things people enjoy. Do you remember how far into streaming where like that maybe clicked for you? Like,
I feel like it was always there. That was why I wanted to do art.
Yeah.
Live, because I wanted to create art with people and not alone in my room anymore.
Yeah, it's like catalyst. And not only do I want to make stuff, but like stuff that connects with people. Interesting. Yeah. Do you have maybe currently any kind of process for that improvement? Do you have like steps you currently take that you prioritize for improvement that you do?
It definitely depends on what I'm making. Right now, like with digital, like with art stuff, I'm like pretty behind, I'd say, my peers in terms of that stuff. Especially like you. Oh my God, you know so much. Which is not. There's nothing wrong with that.
From a different. I know a lot of stuff about a lot of other different bullshit. I don't know the first thing about shortcut keys on Clip Studio
Paint. Those are the things I'm missing. So those are the kinds of things that I feel I'm missing. So I've bought books on color theory. I've had to like literally study these things and try to be inspired by other artists. So like a lot of the stuff that you grew with is the things I'm missing, and a lot of the things that maybe I grew with because I was just a self-taught artist. Maybe you feel like you're missing, which totally makes sense from the spheres we're coming through.
Definitely. I think that's interesting. You're talking about like going to actually like get books and like you're looking to like other resources to self-improve, because I think there are different approaches, like the self-taught, but then maybe taking that step out to like source external resources for improvement.
I think because I was self-taught for so long, at that point, I absolutely needed something. Even if it's like, I don't necessarily read the books, but maybe I look at them, you know? Like, even just looking and being inspired by different styles of work and different ways of maybe colored methodology, things like that. That's important. Obviously, there's some stuff, like I actually had to kind of learn how shadows and highlights worked. I never really thought about things on a 3D plane because I can't see things in my head. I got that thing. I can't remember what it's called.
I didn't. Yeah. We might have talked about this beforehand. Really? You don't have you got the
Fantasia.
Yeah. Interesting.
So it's not all there for me. I have to think about things a little differently.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so been really pushing with that stuff, especially with the recent designs and models and design theory. Oh man, design theory is a whole thing as well that I had to kind of really learn. And with this design, I really wanted to make sure I pushed myself in different ways than I have in the past, just throwing things on a thing that looks good. I hope it looks good. Maybe it looks good after 10 renditions. With this one, I really thought through the process of what shapes were and design methodology and you know, symbolism and things like that.
That does make a lot of sense with what you're saying with how this whole kind of new evolutionary product has been, that this thing for you of at every stage you can take it and really enjoy and understand each element and give it like the time that you think it deserves, which makes a lot of sense there. With regards of like you, I guess like looking to external factors for you know, arts references, like when you do nowadays, like you said, you now watch other streamers, do you have this thing when you watch other streamers or other creators that you notice that you find is admirable? Are there things you see in other streamers that you're like, okay, that's brilliant, I wish I could do that? Or like, who are the streamers and what do they do specifically that can inspire you, and do you like take on as like inspiration for your work?
I don't watch too many streamers now. I'm more of a YouTube girly.
Fair, yeah. You're a YouTube girly. Respect that.
An edited video girly.
Yeah, this doesn't even have to be VTubers or streamers. This can be like anyone. Like you can tell me like fucking. You can say like sorry, I'm trying to think of a YouTuber now. My brain's breaking. No, Drew Gooden. You can be like, yeah, Drew Gooden. He's my Oshi. Like, Mr. Beast.
I definitely will say I watch probably more normie streamers more frequently, at least right now.
No, that's fair. Share us your normie faves.
I go through faves. My current fave. Yeah. I've been talking about him lately. I found him because of fucking Battlefield 6. Oh
incredible.
My God.
Who's your fave?
He's a P-tuber.
A what?
The burnt peanut. Literally, look him up. Please look him up.
Wait,
Wait, let me get an image. I've got one.
What?
No, you got to see this.
Also, jetpacks are very much, we do respect our IRL Oshis, our you know, normie tubers. What the heck is this, Hanya? Okay, let me save this to my images and show you the pod audience. This is Hanya's current normie
my current Oshi. No, I wouldn't say Oshi, but I've been watching him a lot. He's hilarious.
That's brilliant.
He's hilarious. I've been watching a streamer. He's actually. I found him while he was on hiatus. Cry.
Okay, hell yeah.
His name is Charborg. He's hilarious, man. And like General Sam. Charborg and General Sam.
Oh yeah, I know General Sam. Yeah. So
I've been watching them a lot lately.
And when you're watching streams like this, do you watch them truly like recreationally, or you're like watching them and being like, oh god, I could do that better, or I could, or you just like turn your brain off and you're like, I'm just here to have fun. I'm just here to enjoy these streams.
Like I feel like even when you're doing recreationally, you're admiring people's like charisma and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like even when you're just chilling, you're admiring jokes, you're doing all that. So it's mostly recreational, but they're hilarious, man. They're so like off the cuff funny. They're so switched on, and especially for like a ton of IRL streamers, a lot of them, I mean, not all of them, nowadays it's changing, but a lot of IRL streamers don't, like, they're not funny all the time. That's not their bit. There's definitely tons that are, but it's crazy to see like some of these guys coming out of the woodworks, like the burnt peanut, for instance. He's only been streaming for like a year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
And he's gained such a following because he's just so fucking off the cuff. He plays fucking Tarkov. He's just always always odd and so funny. So mostly I follow people for their humor.
The humor,
I think being inspired by people's humor is a whole thing. Like, they're different to me. They definitely have a different vibe. They're nothing like the kind of humor that I put off. But it's still good, I think, to like have different people you watch, maybe different from how you are, and then maybe you I don't know. You want to be better. You don't necessarily want to be like them, right? Like,
yeah, no. I mean,
I definitely couldn't be like them.
I think it's really interesting to me because I remember when we first started talking and I first met you and like watched your streams, I was like, this chick is so entertaining. I remember thinking that like actively, like she is like so genuinely engaging and funny and like actually entertaining. And it's interesting. This whole time we've been talking about stuff. I guess like we haven't like talked about. Is there anything you like? Do you ever like consciously go into streams like I need to be more entertaining or I need to be more funny, or do you let that purely just ride in the background for you? And for you it's like the art and the musical stuff that you push yourself on, or do you ever take that time to, I guess, reflect on your like bits, your performance?
I think I definitely used to more. Sorry, my I'm going to sleep. I'm having a nap.
She's having a snooze. She became a hag. Now she's having a midday nap.
I definitely used to more. Be like stressed about it, I guess.
Okay.
Is what I would call it.
You'd be stressed about it, and maybe that wasn't.
But
healthy?
nowadays, I don't think that's healthy at all.
Okay.
Nowadays, though. I'm not saying for everyone. If it works for some people, it works for some people. But for me, I definitely don't think it was healthy.
Okay.
Nowadays, I definitely I'm more relaxed. If I'm not funny one day, I'm not funny one day. People can't be on all the time. And that kind of makes it easier for me, I think.
That's really interesting to hear, because it does like segue into another question or point that I have. It's a bit more, even more deep, but I think it's like an important thing for like creators to talk about. And in your regards of you maybe talking about it being unhealthy or putting too much pressure on yourself. Because we've been doing this for 4 years now. Was there ever like a moment in the last 4 years of streaming where you had that thought of like, I don't know if I can do this? Like, was there ever a thought where you almost gave it up? And like,
haven't we all?
Have we all, right? What was the thing that was causing that? Maybe if you're okay talking about it. And then what also maybe for you was the thought process that you went through to keep doing it and like keep you on this like path of streaming.
I will say I can't remember a specific thing that maybe do it. I think for large points of my early period of streaming, I was very unhealthy just in general. I didn't have healthy habits. I didn't have healthy food habits. I didn't have a healthy lifestyle. I wasn't really like trying.
I think it's unfortunately common for a lot of streamers. There's a lot of baby streamers.
I was younger, right?
Yeah. You throw yourself all the way into it.
And I say this to chat. I've said this to chat. We've had kind of deep conversations about streaming and how I think I personally thrive in it, which is the reason why I stay here. Yeah. Because there's this kind of way I put it is streaming is a mirror. And if you look in the mirror and you have a hard time looking at yourself in the mirror, it's going to be incredibly hard for you. You can't, because everything you do gets amplified a million times. Yeah. It gets amplified, not necessarily in a negative way. People don't have to say something negative, but you see it. You're never looking at yourself in this way in other assets of life, right? You're not over-analyzing everything you say, over-analyzing everything you do, single thing that you're going to do the next day to show other people, have other people entertained. You're not doing that. Yeah. It's a mirror, and if you can't look at the mirror, you're gonna have a hard time. And most people can't. It's hard. We all have our shit, right? Imagine like your worst thing being amplified by a million. No one else sees it, but you see it because you see it all the time.
Yeah, that is an interesting point for sure. Yeah. I feel like when you're doing maybe you're working a desk job, you clock in, you don't have that flaw as amplified to you, and then the consciousness that there's a bunch of people seeing that flaw that you are aware of, like amplified.
And they probably don't even see it, right? Yeah. Like, they don't even know. They can tell something maybe is off, like on some days, but they can't tell what it is. Yeah. So if you can't like assess that in yourself and maybe why you feel that way, you're gonna have a really hard time. I personally came into VTubing with the mindset that I wanted to be a better person. Yeah. I distinctly became a VTuber for a large part in that I'm autistic. I masked like crazy. I wanted to stop masking. I wanted to learn how to be myself in front of anybody.
Yeah.
And not hide myself from people I cared about. Like, you have to be yourself in this world. So that I think has held me through, is that I've seen a lot of my flaws and maybe they've hurt me, but the whole point was to move past those and learn how to be myself in like the best, healthiest way possible. So I think that's why I've been able to stick through it. Yeah. And obviously, for a large portion of us, pretty much all of us, I'm going to say, community. Our communities are amazing.
Yeah. No,
Even if you don't feel great one day, you're like, yeah, but I can't let them down.
God damn it, yeah. It's entirely true. I mean, this basically perfectly segues into the next kind of question I've written down. But it's kind of like, do you feel as well through the last 4 years of doing this, of like being a VTuber, being a streamer, that you've become quote more of your character, I guess, like yourself? Do you feel like you've fallen into that, or do you still separate, or like do you still separate like aggressively? Do you find a need where you ever need to really aggressively separate?
Unfortunately, I don't separate. I think chat gets more of me than anyone does, which, brilliant. If people don't like me for who I am, that's fine. That's actually what I wanted. So I wish I could actually be more 100% on like this in real life. And
I was about to say, do you find that you're able to be more 100% yourself via streaming? Because I think this is a common thing, specifically maybe for neurodivergent people who just are used to, when you're sitting out at the freaking, dinner with the family, you're used to not talking about your MMORPGs.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm getting a lot better at it. I'm still not great with it with family, because like with family, it's like you have habits. They're really old habits that are harder to break than like newer habits. But I would say even like friends I had now before I became a VTuber, I'm able to be pretty much 100% myself around them. Even around family now, it's a little better. So it's getting better all the time. You just got to work on it. So yeah, I'm not there. I don't think I'm there yet fully in person. I think with you girls, I'm able to, which is really nice.
No, I completely understand that for sure. I mean, this kind of goes into, I guess with the idea of like becoming yourself and like, have you become more yourself about streaming and stuff? I want to like know if you're like comfortable talking about it. Like, what do you find when it comes to VTubing and character and like identity and also privacy? What are like your favorite pros that come from this, like, having our identities, and what do you think is like maybe still an inherent con for you from VTubing, or is there any cons at all for you? Like, because you are so honest, do you think it's like for you there's no cons? Being a character, you get to be yourself and be so honest and there's no downside, it's all positives? Or is it ever like a negative, like a day where you're like, maybe it gets blurred and messy?
I can't say the format itself necessarily gives me cons. It would be, sometimes I think maybe the platforms can hold you back a little bit, in a sense that like having to do on both can be a little harder, which means it's a little maybe harder to manage and juggle everything. Like I'd love to make more video content on YouTube where it's like edited by me. But then the way that like time is, you can't do everything all at once. I can't say the formula itself has any cons for me personally, because I am just myself here. Like I feel the most comfortable here out of almost everywhere. Like obviously the privacy is nice in a sense that like I'm sure you get it. It's like people don't judge you on like whatever they see first. They judge you on what you've decided to show them first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
having that,
so that's a bit better.
That's so true in the regards of like you have the control to dictate the way you want to be presented and the way you want to be seen. That's very powerful. I think it's very powerful for us as neurodivergent women as well, who have often spent all of our life doing the exact opposite, which is it's not being in control of that.
Exactly. So it's nice to have that control even more in a sense, I suppose. You could call it maybe a mask. You could maybe call it a mask, but it's the exact mask I want everyone to see. So I think that that's perfect. And then they can see the other aspects of you as time goes on if they decide they like the thing that you want to show. So that's good. I talk more to my community about things in my life than I do to even my family. So it's not like to me it's not really that. I feel very comfortable. So I don't see too much of a con. I've thought about the cons in that, like, it'd be really nice to do music content in other ways. And I've thought about that. I don't think I'm being held back by VTubing though. I think if I want to do those things and I have the deep desire to do them, I will do them anyway. And I'm not quite there yet anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's like
I think I'll just evolve how I feel creatively. And I think that's the most important thing to me.
I know we're jumping back, but it just kind of came to this thought because you're talking about family and like masking and being more of yourself through VTubing. Has your family noticed a change and shift in you since you started streaming? And
oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, me and my mom are able to talk more about like things that we didn't talk about before. Obviously I'm so much happier, which is like, it's a mix of like having something that I am deeply passionate about that I do all the time. You know, having purpose is so important. It's so important. And I never really had that in other jobs I've had in the past or other things I've done in the past. So choosing my purpose and being able to do it in my way has just changed me as a person in general. So we talk more deeply about things. Even yesterday I had a family gathering and he's like, "You're not the most social person." I'm like, "Yeah, but my job has changed me." Well, all right then.
It's so amazing.
I've been able to connect with them more as, I think, humans in that way. I've been able to learn how to be more social in a better way, I think. Yeah. And not feel so uptight about like how I come off in my mask and whatever else I was worried about when I was younger.
I guess in maybe some regards when you're trying to still uphold this standard, like when you're working as a typical job, maybe like like waitressing or whatever, you're still uploading a whole like, okay, a decorum. 100%. In this, it's so foundationally silly. You're forced to really embrace yourself. When your family asks, "What do you do?" You're like, "Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna just say it. And I'm gonna say it with confidence."
Exactly.
Though with your work, with what you do, we need you to paint us a picture, Hanya. Hanya, I want you to paint a picture of what does the Hanya workspace look like? Like when you are deep into a project. And you're like, "This is my zone." You're not clocked into the office. You're not doing waitressing. You're clocked into your desk. What's your setup? What beverages? Do you have snacks? Do you have blankets? Do you have music? What are you listening to? What does the Hanya workspace look like?
Well, it really depends on how deep into a project I am, Jess. If I'm deep into a project, my desk is littered with Coke Zero cans.
Yes.
That is with ADHD, you know, you gotta have incentives.
Yep.
My incentive is snack. What's a great snack that doesn't have calories? Coke Zero.
Oh, hell yeah.
My desk does get pretty messy, I would call it, but it doesn't get dirty. My place, no. I don't like uncleanliness, but like Coke Zero cans don't even have sugar. Nothing grows on that.
Are you one of those people where like you can't work unless your space is a little bit put away?
I am now. I definitely haven't always been that way, but as I get more mentally healthy, it definitely does put me off. So I do try to, once it gets to, you know, like 6 cans, nowadays I'm like, yeah, I gotta move that.
I'm beginning to become concerned for your caffeine intake. 6 cans? Oh my god.
6 cans? No, I wouldn't drink it all in one day. That's
okay.
I try not to have 2 in a day. Most times it's just 1 a day with like a tea and like a coffee. But no, I'd be more concerned about the sodium at that point.
True. Oh my god. So yeah, you're Coke Zero fiend, and
Coke Zero fiend.
Do you find like when you're working a project, do you need to just sit there and tinker, or are you a like regular break interval kind of person? Like, do you have to take a step away?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to step away. It actually breaks up my flow. It's the ADHD issues. To get locked in, or I can't lock in.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that it's like, if you got a midday appointment, my day's over. It's
done.
It's
Lord, she's speaking to the choir. Oh yeah. Oh man.
So I think that's why I have to have those treats. Is like, because life inevitably it breaks things up. So if I have something sitting in a fridge and I've had to get up and go do like a load of washing, or like go deal with the cats, or like just go do something, I can grab a snack and come back, and then I'm instantly locked back in again. So that's why I tend to like go for like snacks to kind of give me incentives to keep going. Though once I'm locked in, you don't need no snack. I'm there forever. I'm there forever. That's it. I used to be the kind of person who listened to music a lot when I did
I was
projects.
gonna say, are you a music, or are you just like no sound, I'm just working?
My problem with that is if I have to change it, then I then have to think about something else, and then it ruins me. So if I can chuck on a podcast and I know it's like multi-hours long, I'm good. As long as it's like got a couple of hours on it, I know at least I can lock in for a few hours, and then maybe I'll go grab a snack and then have a walk around, or like go do the washing or something like that. But if I'm having to like change things constantly, or if I'm bored by a certain sound, then it's gonna distract me. So I'll start projects with like a podcast or something, but by the end of it, it's silent.
Yeah, you've completely
I'm silent.
zoned into it. Damn.
Yeah.
That's like, that's always interesting to hear, because I feel like everybody's different. Do you find with like reflection of your work, do you need to like take some time away from it? Do you ask family and friends for feedback? Are you a feedback person with your projects, or are you like trust your gut?
I have like I think this is a bad habit. I don't think this is a socially good thing.
No, be honest.
I'm not
go.
I'm not good at talking to people about my stuff.
Okay,
I'm not good at talking about my stuff. I don't want to bother people, so I tend to not really show people projects. Which you know.
Yeah.
I'm really bad. It's like I don't wanna like. What if they're doing something, and then I stop them to be like, oh, here's my thing, and then they're like, oh, I have to comment on this now, and I'm like, fuck, you don't. So I just don't.
Interesting. Yeah.
Which isn't good. I don't think that's because the whole point about friends and family is that you share things about you with them. That's important for
friends
social.
Do actually care. Like.
So I'm trying to get better at that. It's a flaw that I'm trying to work on.
I feel like for me, I always want to get the second opinion, but then I have to do the artist thing of like actually listen to the second opinion without being stubborn. I'm like, no, I wanted the second opinion. I'm gonna take it even if they're not happy with how they respond to it.
I will say, like, if the second opinion still isn't doing good for you, maybe your first opinion was right, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't ask for opinions. I wish I could. I don't know. I've never really had criticism on my work, which I don't think is. Like, I don't think it's because I'm not good at it. I think I probably thrive in it. I just, I wouldn't really know what to ask people. I tend to be best. I tend to have to step away from projects though. Like, because I don't ask people for that, I have to step away and not look at it for like a day.
Then you can come back to it with clear eyes yourself.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder, this is like talking about like, I guess like criticism and like comparison and comparing your own work. This might segue back to the question we were having beforehand about like maybe having a point where you burnt out or you like weren't sure about stuff. How do you navigate, I guess, like comparing your own, I guess like your own self or your own character, your own like process with others? Because we are in a space with a lot of people. Do you find your work, like you've like worked out a way of like not doing comparison or not?
I've never been super heavy on comparison. Like I am obviously to a human extent. Of course we all are, right? You have your natural like, oh, they're doing a lot, I've got to do more. But I don't think I get in on nitty gritty too much. I think it actually would be healthy to maybe look at other people's process when it comes to like art and stuff, because I think you can learn a lot from that.
Have you found a healthy approach to that, in which is like doesn't beat yourself up?
I think you could probably learn a lot from other people. I think this is the thing. I'm like hypercritical of myself, but I'm not disturbed. And Chad always like gets weird about it because like I'll be like hypercritical of something. Like I'll sing a song and then I'll talk about the things that I think I could improve. And Chad's like, oh, don't be down on yourself. And I'm like, I'm not. This is just thing I need to improve on. I think as long as, okay, so if I'm not mentally well, maybe my criticisms against myself will get out of hand. Yeah. But they're not necessarily wrong. I think I've been pretty well for a long time, so I've not really had any issues with this lately. Yeah. But if I'm well, it just inspires me to do better. Yeah. I guess. So which maybe some days will get me down, but then I'm like, well, I'm doing what I can. Yeah. So I just try to balance it, I guess. I've never really criticize myself based on other people's performance. Yeah. In a sense that like you can't really compare yourself too much. Yeah. Right? It's more like you're not them. You got different lives. Yeah. You got different shit going on.
Probably why it's better to like reflect to your own past self rather than anyone else. Yeah.
Yes, actually, that is something that I always use when I'm really in the dumps. If I'm in the dumps in a while, since I've had to say this to myself, so I'm having to remind myself now that you've said it. 12-year-old me would be so fucking happy about what I'm doing right now. Yes. She would think I was the coolest fucking chick in the world. Yes. Actually, the other week when I did a sponsorship for Story of Seasons, that was my favorite game as a child. That I was like, God, imagine telling her that. Yeah. Imagine how fucking happy. She would be ecstatic right now. She would be like jumping all over the moon like, no fucking way. Yeah. No fucking way you're working with that company. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. That's such a true thing about VTubing. Of like being like your younger self would be losing her mind at what you're doing right now. I feel like there is, specifically when you're from an arts background as well, where you've made a lot of yourself, you're just like that little kid still doing OCs deep down.
Exactly. So I definitely have compared to her in the past, and I've had to be like, but she'd fucking love you.
Yeah. What you would tell her. I mean, okay, this maybe segues a little bit out of this conversation, but I think it's like this is more about, I guess, like general VTuber industry stuff. I want to get some Hanya perspectives on the VTuber world. What do you think, Hanya? What do you think people who don't know a lot about VTubers get wrong about VTubers? What do you think?
We're AI.
I mean, Neurosama is real.
She's real. She's the best girl. She's the best AI out there. Let's be fucking real.
Rocking got shit on Neurosama.
I fucking love Neurosama.
Me too. She's amazing.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed by Beetle. He's actually someone I watch. I don't really watch Neurosama much, but I do watch when Beetle does his little episodes on his updates and he talks about his coding stuff. I think that's fucking cool.
The tech stuff.
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, what do you think that people who don't know about YouTubing get wrong about us? Like, what is like your pet peeve? What's your pet peeve? If you could just tell everybody in the world something to make them like about VTubing, you're like, I hate when people think that. What's the one that gets you?
You know, I understand a lot of perspectives from like the normal sphere of VTubing. Yeah. I understand they're just like, they have no fucking idea. So it gets a little hard to be like angry at them. I will say it's stupid. It's stupid that they assume that we're all men.
At this point, like we've been around for 5 years. The amount of VTubers that freaking bop their actual pussy on main on OnlyFans, like we are women, brother.
Like, you can see it's so obvious. This is a women's sphere. Like it's obvious in ways that's not even a positive way. Like you can tell it's women because they're all bitching all the time.
They're bitching. They're like getting all worked up about dog boys or whatever. Only women would be this down bag on Twitter about furries.
Exactly. I will say I can't really get angry at them. I think they're all. This is the thing to me, and this comes to me about like a lot of people who are just like naive. They don't look at the thing that they're judging. They never do. Yeah. Like they're never going to. So I I kind of pass it off as someone who's never gonna look at it. It doesn't make me angry. It makes me angry if they're targeting someone specifically, though. That can get pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I think there was like a point where Mouse got like severely targeted by like media and like people started being fucking weird. It's like, okay, all right, you can say this shit as a whole. I don't give a shit if you're like classing us all as a whole. You just look stupid. But when you're targeting one person, that's really fucked up.
That's so true. I mean,
and
it is kind of a it is still a niche. Do you think that VTubing will always be a niche, or do you think, like, genuinely from your perspective, do you think it will always slightly be on the precipice, or will we ever be like fully integrated into the mainstream?
Possibility with like future tech that it will be integrated in a different way, not in the way that I think it is now. I understand that not everyone's into anime, not into the anime sphere stuff. Also, like, as a whole, like, people like different types of streamers, you know, like the streaming sphere is very different for a reason. I think that's a positive thing. I don't think in the way that we are now, we will ever be mainstream. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. Like, I don't think it really, it's kind of like how like anime artists on Twitter aren't mainstream. Like, it's not, they never have been. Like, it's never really, it doesn't matter to how much they produce, the kind of content they make, or the kinds of lives and jobs they have for it. So I don't think we'll necessarily get smaller or anything. I think we still have room to grow. But that doesn't necessarily mean it'll also be mainstream. There's possibilities though that like will be mainstream in a sense that like, I'm kind of hoping people make more like specifically YouTube only content. Like YouTube video only. I think there's so much room in that sphere to be explored, and that's still VTubing. Like, even if it's not streaming, I think there's a lot of potential outside of streaming element that VTubers are not able to necessarily. Because we're streamers, we like streaming, and if we're like at the forefront, we enjoy streaming because we are streamers, not because we're like content creators in the same way that YouTubers are. Not everyone wants to only create YouTube videos, right? Like, there's a real reason why we like doing this day in and day out, and it's because of the community element that you just don't get from creating videos. But I still think there's such a sphere of just VTubers who are doing YouTube content that no one is really touching. And you can do so much there. You can do so much.
I think that's well with music. I think that's a space where a virtual identity could totally break into the mainstream.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, it kind of is in like Japan and Korea and stuff like that. Like, it kind of is. And like, I definitely think there's more of space for it in America, and that's, I mean, they have deadmau5. Like, technically, like, Daft Punk is, you know, technically they're not VTubers, but they're anonymous.
What was the Demon Hunter ladies animated?
Like, still think they're gorillas. The gorillas technically also, like, that sphere, definitely. I think that's gonna grow in more of the mainstream. I don't think they'll be called VTubers though. Like, it's gonna be the same kind of tech, and that's why I think it'll kind of separate itself from VTubers. But I don't think that that's wrong that it came from that. Like, and we can still admire that it came from this. We're creating something that will become bigger than us.
I've definitely been taking on the moniker of virtual entertainer more and more recently. Because I feel like it opens up your space for how much you can do. Like, it doesn't confine you to like the tubing or the streaming. You're just virtually exist online in many different facets. I guess
definitely do it as like a personal way, like not in like a because we're more ourselves online, like than a lot of VTubers are. So I definitely agree with that.
That kind of segues into like, I would love to hear your kind of perspective on the kind of fine line between independent creators and corporate streamers, because I think that's something that's very specific to VTubing. And obviously both of us have had friends who are independent and friends who are corporate, and both of us have like auditioned for different processes. With you currently, where you are when you're streaming, journey, and with the new identity of Hanya, how do you, what do you feel about the fine line in general, and how do you feel about it for yourself? Like, as an independent creator, as a person, like, what's your feelings around the world of corporate versus the world of independent?
I think that the line is changing a tiny bit. Like, it is shifting. I think there's going to be more corporates that have, like, VTubing specific ones that have more virtual entertainers in them. I mean, even like you could technically say Mystic, hires a lot of VTubers that aren't would be more classified as virtual entertainers, and maybe even themselves, like, definitely classify themselves in that way. I sit kind of somewhere in the middle, but I don't know. Like, I think that's more in a sense that I personally, the way I am on stream is more of a virtual entertainer.
Yeah.
But the kinds of content I want to create, especially going forward, I want to keep going into the art stuff, and that's definitely going to dabble very heavily into the VTuber stuff. So, especially when it comes to music and things like that. So, I think there's like gonna be more of a balance there, but also I'm constantly open to the idea of just things changing based on my inspiration.
Yeah.
So I try not to fit myself too much into a box, and I just try to do my own thing, I think.
For sure. Do you, like, currently I'm trying to think, like, currently you probably have, like, mostly your intentions to say, like, independent and focus on your own self and you focus on your own creativity. Do you feel like there are restrictions or expectations that get put in place because of, I guess, the cultures around corporate VTubing being, I guess, like, the foundation for a lot of us, you know, with Hololive and us finding, you know, Cousin and I, who are all, like, originators who set this kind of standard, this idea of what is a VTuber was from the corporate heritage, I guess?
To some degree, like, what you're saying is absolutely true. People definitely have, like, the pressure to be a certain way. And we all have that pressure on us, whether we're, like, allowing it to affect us or not. It's there because it's the sphere we're in. Because VTubing is and still very much heavily dominated by corpo. So I definitely think that, of course, because we have overlap with communities, that's there. And there's going to be people in communities, no matter what, who enjoy VTubers, who do both. But I do feel like the corpo VTuber scene is separating itself more and more from the even just Twitch VTuber scene. So I don't think it affects me as much right now, just because I'm on Twitch, right? Like, I don't think that. I think the most you see it is maybe on, like, Twitter, like, or maybe if you're, like, specifically playing certain games that maybe corpo VTubers play a lot, so their viewers like to watch or things. I personally don't feel it a lot, so I don't know. It's definitely there, especially I think more in the music scene for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say from the perspective of music, because a lot of that's comes from like idol, I guess, like the idol history of VTubing, which you kind of stumble into if you are doing a lot of music.
Yeah, and I don't mind that because that's why I say I think I fit somewhere kind of in the middle, because I like the corpo VTuber scene of music. I love it. I love that stuff. Yeah. It's like crack cocaine.
And there's definitely something to idolize and admire heavily in the way that corporate companies do music performance, music production, everything like that. Because they put it on a pedestal.
So I feel it a bit more in that sense, in like, so I'm trying to grow myself as a creator in music, and I would really like to create my own music, and I've been working on like trying to improve that stuff before like even publishing anything. I've been working on it in the background. So, you know, I guess there's a small pressure there in like what kind of music people want to see and maybe what kind of music I want to create. And there's a little bit of should I do both? Should I just do my own thing? And I think I'm definitely leaning towards doing my own thing, because I think that's gonna give me the most joy at the end of the day, and it's gonna feel the most like me. But I definitely still like a lot of the idol stuff, so it's a little harder to like not want to do both.
I was gonna say, I'd never thought about that in the regards of like with producing music as a VTuber. Do you think there's a virtual sound, like a sound that a lot of VTubers have to maybe consider, because it's like that's what people think of when they think of VTuber music? Like you're not gonna be making a shoegaze, punk alt album.
I literally want to make shoegaze.
I was like, that's the kind of shit I'd love to make, but you're like, that's probably not really what people would think of immediately when they think of VTubers. So you probably are balancing that.
I do think it's shifting nowadays. Like you'll even see it in corpo VTubers sound. They're shifting. Like, they're making stuff that they like more and more often. I do think they're still balancing it with the idea of being a corpo VTuber, but you are seeing it more. So I think the music scene is changing a little bit. in that sense as well, because there's a lot of indies creating their own sound.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a different sphere. It's taken its own little turn where it's more VTuber music. And then people are doing their own thing in it. So it's nice to see people being more creative in their own stuff. I found some really, really good music out of VTubers, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Not even just corpo, like even indies.
Yeah.
So
They're definitely indies doing it.
it's I think it is a hard thing to balance for everyone, honestly. And when wanting to create something that feels entirely yourself, you got to kind of figure out like what line you want to tread and how much of it actually matters to you on either side. So yeah, it's that. I will say I definitely feel a little bit in the music scene, but
yeah,
I'm not there yet, so I haven't felt it directly.
So you're like preparing for, you're pre-gaming for it.
I'm pre-gaming. Yeah.
Oh, the next question is like pretty. I was like, the next question I've written up here is pretty like, it's pretty intense, but because I don't even know how I would answer this question. But I'm going to throw it at you. And if you're like, I've got no idea how to answer, that's completely fair. The question is just like, what do you think is like the biggest lesson you've learned about, and this kind of maybe does translate to this, what we were talking a little bit beforehand about trying to toe that line between what you want to do and maybe your expectations. The kind of is like, what's the harshest like lesson you've learned about growing as a VTuber? As about like maybe getting a larger community or getting more people aware of your work. Is there like a thing that you've like what's a lesson you've taken from that process?
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah. that's a yeah, you know what?
Just fucking don't. It's not that serious.
It's not that deep. Like the second you started thinking of it too deep, it was just like not good. Yeah.
I had to let go a long time ago. It's been a while now. Yeah. But you know, you still fight with that as people. That's a normal human reaction.
Yeah.
Taking yourself too seriously.
Well, like
it doesn't fucking matter.
That segues perfectly to the actual next question I have, which is like, how do you take care of yourself out like with streaming? Like, what's your self-care? Like, do you make active efforts of self-care when streaming to make sure it's sustainable for you?
Absolutely. I don't go on my computer unless I'm working.
Oh yeah, you have that as your hard rule.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. There's no reason for me to be at my computer if I want to play a video game elsewhere, which I legitimately don't. Who the fuck wants to play a video game by themselves when you're a streamer and you can play with people?
You play it with the community, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to play games by myself now. It's hard to separate that. So I unless I'm working, I'm really not at my PC anymore. I have a really hard time being in my office, which is nice that I have like an office space that's separate that I can like very cordon off.
Yeah.
So if I'm not working on a project, if I'm not working on improving myself in something, like when it comes to music, because I'll even come in here to just like work on music and like do like improvement stuff or sketch stuff like that. That still all counts because I still all think like it's still improvement in my craft. If I'm not doing any of that, I'm not in my office because I just can't. It's too mentally exhausting because you want to do everything. As soon as you sit down, you're just like, I've got so many things I could do right now.
Like 500 tabs are open and like 3 different PSD files. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah. And so are you an avid grass toucher? Are you a believer in the touching the grass?
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah.
I haven't been lately. Life's been a bit chaotic. Yeah. I miss it. Like, oh God, I miss it so much. But you know, I have my morning coffee, I have my breakfast away from my desk. I have dinner away from my desk. I try to sit in the sunroom away from my desk. Even if I do want to play a game, like let's say I'm feeling sick or something, you know, I'll get like a little handheld out. I'll do some handheld gaming or something. I definitely used to go out more, but because this year's been so chaotic, I really haven't had the time. That's definitely going to be coming up though. I'm so keen to go on a hike. I have missed hiking.
Hell yeah. Did you find that, you know, there was a point when you started streaming where you were like, oh, I need to start getting away from my PC? Did you always do this? Was there that moment? Yeah. There was that moment when you realized.
I think it's like I hit
how
like
far
rock
into
bottom.
that was it? Like how far into streaming was it when that kind of shift happened for you?
I feel like my mindset and my like memory around it is like really foggy because like fair. I wasn't because it definitely was like a process for sure, like over time, like a period of time, that it like slowly got better. So there were definitely some bad moments that maybe I could like point to. It's like, oh, you know, when your room's an entire mess and you're living in a dark hole and you never open your window and you're just in there all day long, that's not really the healthiest. So that's definitely that was like early days. Like I was not great. But it's been a long time. So it's like, I could say that was a year in. I could say that was 8 months in that I started really trying to be better, but I have no real idea realistically. I will say over like the last 2.5 years, I have been dramatically different. This has been definitely like something I had to force myself to do it more initially. I definitely had to like push myself to be more healthy. But now it's like, it's kind of just habit. So yeah.
And like, I feel like we maybe relate in the regards of like pushing yourself. Like what the motivation for you to like get healthier, it was like your community and being able to stream longer. Like that's what it was for me at least. Like
for
absolutely. You, the motivation was it like, you know, like improving your streams or
well, I wanted to keep doing this. You know, if you're mentally ill, you can't keep doing this.
I always say that. I'm like, you don't realize, chat, that like you don't want your streamers to be girl failures because they will like burn out like the sun. You want your streamers to be a little bit grass touchy.
Like we also enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you want to be there for it. You want to be present. You want to be like you want to be enjoying every moment. Like stream makes me so happy now. Like if I'm having a bad day now, stream fixes me. Like it never it wasn't always that way when I was locked in all the time, you know? So it's definitely been a process.
Oh my god, the next question is literally like basically what we're talking about, but it's basically like, have you ever experienced burnout? If so, what did it teach you? Probably the answer is yes.
I will say what I've learned now as I've gotten healthier, I don't get burnt out. I don't get burnout. I put too much pressure on myself and expected more than I could physically produce. And I feel like the pressure you give yourself, at least for me personally, obviously everyone's different, but the pressure that I put on myself to do more than I was even capable of doing was what burnt me out. The idea that I could do more scared me, like, and then that would stop me from doing enough. Now that I have like a better process with it all, it's so much easier to just do it and just enjoy it and enjoy the process. So
and the process
I haven't been burnt out for a while.
And the process is just giving yourself the space or
just making sure I'm always like not at my PC 24/7, you know, like if I'm feeling stress, take a breather. Tomorrow I'm gonna do better. If I'm feeling stressed on a project, do a sketch because you know, like even if you fucking did nothing today, tomorrow you'll feel better that you did anything at all. It doesn't matter if it took you fucking 2 hours. Like it doesn't matter how. I think the biggest thing I had a problem with was time. I think that's I always expected to be faster, to do things more, and it's like it was never realistic. It was never realistic timelines. It was never. Not everyone can like be a fast artist, and honestly, the majority of artists aren't. Like they're just not.
And
so. That was the worst thing.
And I guess there is like, to some degree, because you are an independent person doing a lot of independently, you know, you're maybe setting yourself up to this expectation of getting things done quickly as you maybe see things being produced in this space rapidly and big projects being done. And that's probably where it's the healthy, not self-comparing, but like comparing to your previous self comes into it. In regards, because we talked about how like, you know, VTubing's made you more confident and feel more like yourself. I guess we've already kind of talked about it, that like, you know, the insecurities of everything being like highlighted on stream, and I guess going past those insecurities of learning like, oh, I need to get better. Like the 50-50 of streaming, I guess like streaming highlighting both the good and the bad, right? Like, I'm trying to think, because I was looking at the question we was going to have is like, does streaming highlight the good and the bad? We've already kind of talked about that. Let me see. Oh, here's an interesting question. Okay, when you're streaming and you're talking about now, like when you go live, you want to be in a good mood, in your best like mentality, happy to be there. Is there a kind of feeling you want people to have watching your streams when like you end stream? Is there some kind of like something you're trying to create? Like, what is it to you that's important for people to feel when they're like finish watching a Hanya stream?
Day to day, but I mean, I want people to enjoy themselves. I want them to feel relaxed, or I want them to feel like, and I say this, me and my community get into deep and meaningfuls as everyone does with their community. You know, it's like, I just want us to feel like we have a space where we can be without like having to think about other shit that's going on. Like it's like, maybe we'll talk about shit that's going on, but we'll try to be as like positive about it as possible, in a sense that like I want people to feel like they can relax, which is I think why I enjoyed karaoke so much, and it became such a staple for me. You don't need to talk, you don't need to participate. I just hope that like at least maybe being a little goofy on the internet for a while maybe brightens up your day, or help you get through work, or you know, whatever you need. I hope it just gets you through to the other end, whatever you're going through right now. That's kind of I just want to bring joy to people, I guess.
And I guess because like music is such a important thing to you, that's a really good way to do that. No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I guess the question I have up here is like throwing it all the way back, and it's like, it was so interesting to hear you talking about like in school you didn't get to do much singing and how that took so much time. Actually, I don't think I've talked about this with you. What kind of kid were you in school? Were you class clown? Were you like, I just hid away from everybody? Were you a...
Yeah, I just hid away from everyone.
You were hid away from everyone kind of person?
Yeah. I mean, I like was friendly with everyone.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like participate in much things. I just did my own thing.
Were there any classes that like, you're like, this is Hanya's class, this is my class, or did you just kind of stay middle of the pack?
Weirdly, you know, and looking back on it now, it makes sense. Is music is like that was I started doing music in like year 11 and 12. And my music teacher was the loveliest lady I think I've ever met.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We had such a small class, and I was in a really big school. It was a really, really big school. Like my grade had like 400 or 500 people in just my grade alone.
Yeah.
So my music class was maybe about 15 people, and that was like a third of like normal size classes. So we were a lot more tight knit. And our teacher was really, really lovely to all of us. So that was probably where I shone the most. But that was in like later school years where everyone just got nicer. I remember like in like grade 11 and 12, like people matured so much. Like there was
that point where everyone like gets over that bullshit and they're like, we should just get along. We should maybe try getting along.
There were literally like some of the like the ruder girls would like come up to me and be like, I'm so sorry I was mean to you. You're lovely.
Oh my god. Wait, do you remember what you performed for like school performance? Do you have a song? What did you perform?
One of my first school performances by myself. This was a solo performance, one of them. Oh god. What is her name now? Oh, she's an Australian singer. Why have I suddenly forgotten? But no, not that one. Gosh.
Not answer.
I'm gonna say Australian.
Google it. We need to know. The people need to know. What was Hanya's school performance song?
Missy Higgins. It was Missy Higgins.
Yeah.
Missy Higgins Scar.
Oh shit! Classic.
I still sing it sometimes on stream.
That's amazing.
And then there were a few like assignment performances that I did that I've sung on stream before as well.
Oh, that's so awesome. Wait, I don't think we talked about. Are you a live concert person? Have you been to many live concerts in your life?
I love live concerts. Though I only really go to like my absolute favorite bands, but I love live concerts. I never used to be able to really afford it much, but I at least in recent years I've seen my favorite bands a couple of times. Most folk singers.
Yeah.
It's like I've wanted to go to metal concerts, but I'm like, I would get fucking trampled.
You are a little bit proportionally
I would get trampled.
Yeah, you're in a
I went to a metal concert in high school, and that was hard. That was when I was in high school.
That's crazy. Did you at least feel like someone to like defend you?
Yeah.
Did you have like a friend? Oh, thank God.
My friends were literally guarding me. They were like, oh no.
Yeah.
A mosh pit started in front of us and they had to like shove me behind them. I don't know if I can handle that now.
I went to like one of the metal concerts. Metal people like bros are actually so chill, and they will know this.
Oh, yeah.
They have
They're
like
so
laser vision for the one small person that like keep them safe, protect the small bean. Yeah, they do. People are like that. They notice the small person, like this person will not be hurt. So yeah.
I've definitely wanted to go to a metal concert. I've had a few bands that I like that have been coming to Australia, and I was like, oh man, I should go see them.
That would be so much
fun. I think I will in the future. Maybe when I'm a bit more confident about not being trampled. Yeah, maybe I'll just like wear like 10-inch heels.
Yo, we'll get you in the freaking moon boots. You in the demonias.
Hell yeah.
All right. I have a few hot button questions.
Yeah.
Eating on stream? Yes, no. How do you make it work?
Yeah, I eat on stream. I don't really eat a lot during the day anyway, so it's mostly snacks anyway.
You're
I
a
just
snacker.
lean away from the mic.
Lean away from the mic.
It's mostly yogurt. I mostly eat yogurt.
Yogurt girl. I respect me too.
Yogurt.
Yogurt. So Hanya says, yep, eating on stream is good.
Eat on stream.
How do you, Hannah, deal with on-stream live criticism either with your art scene and or backseating? Are you a shut the fuck up? Are you a like cut it down? Are you a how do you navigate? Because we are a live streamers, we've got live audiences, constantly things coming in. How do you deal with maybe the infamous first time chatter who's being an arsehole, or the many magnitudes of backseating and criticism we may get as streamers?
Hey, when it comes to like art and music, people aren't really criticizing.
Yep.
They're more positive than anything, so I've never really had to deal with that in any capacity.
Yeah.
When it comes to backseating, I don't care about backseating as long as you're not spoiling anything. I like sharing. I grew up with brothers. We played games together, and like that was a big part of video games for me, is like being able to teach each other how to do things and like and doing it that way. I totally understand not doing it that way and wanting to learn yourself. But like there are some games that I'm like, oh no, don't spoil it. Don't tell me what to do. But if there's a lot of games that I feel like are shared. Like shared knowledge is important in those games. And those games, I think I thrive on chat and me yapping about like the stuff you can share about.
I completely
That's definitely not every game. It's not every game. Like if I'm playing my fucking farming game and you're telling me to plant fucking turnips, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna shove that turnip where you don't want it.
Yeah. I love whenever you get sassy on stream because you're so fucking cute, and then you'll be like, wait, shut the fuck up, you don't know the first thing you're talking about, and it always makes me smile. It's like the best thing ever.
I think I'm not too hard at telling people no, so it doesn't get too bad for me.
Did you ever have to learn that as a streamer? Like, did you learn that point? Like, I just need to tell people off. Were you a bit more polite,
baby.
or just always from day one? From day one, she said, "Shut the fuck up."
I'm autistic, baby.
Yeah.
I do make sure. Like, I think my community loves this. Is like, I will tell someone to fuck off, but then we'll be best friends next week. Like, it's not, you know, like. I don't think that it's harsh to tell someone off, and if someone gets put off by that, you know, that's their prerogative. They're not for my stream. But if you do something I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you. But I don't hate you for that. It's fine. You do whatever, man. Like it's the internet. We don't know how to fucking interact. You're talking to me through text. I'm fucking talking through a microphone in an anime avatar. How are we supposed to know social cues, brother?
Exactly. Yeah, there definitely needs to play it ear by ear moment. Yeah.
So I try to make sure people know, like, I'm not upset. Just don't do that again. Like, it's fine. You know, I totally understand. Everyone's stream is different too. Like, every streamer is different. How are you supposed to fucking navigate? Yeah. How the fuck are you supposed to navigate? So like, but if they can't deal with that, I totally get it too. Like, there are other streams that maybe they feel more comfortable in. That's totally fine.
That's that's so true. Oh, another hot button question. Do you believe, apart from when we're being paid for it because we're sponsored, do you believe streamers should play games on release? Do you believe streamers should play games day one release? What's your feelings about that?
I've changed with this over time.
Okay.
I'm sick and fucking tired of new game releases. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have become a heavy indie game enjoyer over the last 2 years.
Based,
like,
boys.
I very much just mostly focus on indie games. I tell my chat this all the time. I'm kind of sick of it. I have been so surprised there have been some really good releases this year, like that haven't had issues. I think I think play it by ear is like a big thing. I think playing on release can be really important. Don't get me wrong. I totally get that. But the stress the concept of the stress that it endures in me, it might be a little too much to handle.
Yeah.
I don't want my computer to fucking freeze up. Like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I want to have fun with chat. My first and foremost is enjoying stuff with chat. So I try to leave it a couple of weeks away from release, just so if there were any major patches, you know, if that was a game I wanted to play, I'll play it then. But otherwise, not. I'm mostly enjoying indie games now.
Oh yeah.
Or old games.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
There's also, I feel like there's that nice thing of sometimes you're going into it blind just as much as chat is. So you guys are both going on that adventure when it's an indie game.
Oh, that's a huge thing for me in general is I stay away from like all media to do with games I'm even considering playing one time because I love being completely blind. I don't even look at trailers. I can't. Yeah. I don't want to know anything. Let me be blind.
I think it's something very fun as a streamer to go into a game entirely blind.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That's something I've done since day one.
Your dumbest first impression is always the best, I find.
100%.
Okay, talking about, I guess, like, yeah, we're talking about games and stuff. I'd love to talk a little bit about collaborating as VTubers. Because I feel like as VTubers, it is very interesting. Like, yes, all streamers collaborate and stuff, but in VTubing, there's definitely a specific culture and, like, a thing about collaborating. Do you remember like your first time collaborating with people? Do you remember your feelings about it? Do you prefer just keeping it solo on your stream? Like some streamers are more, I want to hang out with my community, and other ones want to collab. How do you feel about collabing as a VTuber?
I think like it's a hard space for me. It's like I think big collabs and random collabs are great.
Yeah.
I don't personally like seek them in any capacity. If I'm invited to something by like someone I really know, or if I feel like going out of my comfort zone, like maybe I'll do something. But yeah, I guess for me, like collabs to me have to be like, they have to be friends or someone I know kind of, at least like I know I'll like because I've watched their content or like I enjoy the way that they act.
Do you have a little bit of like pre-collab anxiety if you've never collabed with a person beforehand?
I mean, there's always anxiety of meeting a new person.
That's fair,
I think that's the biggest thing, though. No, I think it's just the same as, like, interacting with anyone. I will say, like, I've never really... It's been a very long time since I've collabed with someone I didn't interact with in another capacity somewhere else. Like, because... And I feel like it's very quick to understand whether you'll get along with someone, even if it's just, like, a Twitter, like, comment, you know? Like, even if you're just interacting on Twitter regularly... or you see how they interact in that way. I'm not too, like, there's normal human anxiety about meeting new people, but I'm not too worried about the collab process as a whole. If I feel like I'll enjoy them, like, as a person, it's fine. But I've never really done, like, one-on-one collab with someone I didn't, like, know through their content or through, like, talking to them in some capacity. Other than like bigger, like maybe Minecraft collabs, like especially early days, like those Minecraft collabs, definitely.
Yes.
They were a bit more. They were a bit more anxiety inducing.
The deep end,
but not too much.
Yeah. Do you think
my thing is like?
Go on.
I figure if like people I trust are inviting people they trust, it should be chill.
Yeah, it's true. Do you think it's like a secret superpower for VTubers in the regards of how we are a niche, but we do have this network? I feel like a lot of VTubers...
yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like I don't see many other like communities do it, like other streaming communities do it, but they're more in very small groups, and I guess that's happening more with VTubing in the indie sphere. Smaller
Do you think so? That it's because after we've been doing this for 5 years, we've started to fall into even smaller niches?
Yeah, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think, like, of course you're going to have niches. You're going to have people that you get along with the most in a certain sphere.
Yeah.
And, like, you feel more comfortable. You know, there's a lot going on in the sphere, and people want to, like, protect their friends and have their space that, like, they feel like themselves in, and they don't have to be stressed. Like, I think a lot of people, especially early days, went through those big collabs where they were maybe a bit more anxious, right? Like, and then they had to worry about, oh, what if someone said something live on my stream that I don't agree with just because I'm in a fucking community server of 100 people.
Yeah, I have been thinking recently, like 4 years ago was more of the Wild West of like,
it was.
we all felt like we were like a tiny little pre-partnered people just working it out, so you would just jump into these discords and stuff. And nowadays, Vivi said something to me the other day. She was like, you realize we're like the OGs. Like in the next 4 or 5 years, we will have been here at the origin. And I'm like, Vivi, don't say that. Don't say that. But we are naturally settling into our little spaces which we understand and feel comfortable with people.
I feel like that happens in every content creator space.
Yeah.
But we just don't see it because we're looking at them now, not the capture of them in 5 years, not the capture of them 5 years ago. Like, how those little groups form is like a natural thing that happens socially. It might be a little different in the VTubing sphere because we have corpo, non-corpo, stuff like that. People on YouTube, non-YouTube, like Twitch and stuff like that. So it might be a little different because we're a little spread in a sense.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Do you ever think that like collab culture does come a little bit inherently from corpos because of corpo gens?
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
There's this precedent to have little teams.
I also think
stuff like that.
The VTubing sphere is largely female.
Yeah.
We are social animals. Like, it's like we're obviously gonna wanna socialize quite a bit. You even see it in like female VTubers, like they have their groups of their friends and they all get together and they do their events and stuff. Like maybe not as much, but I guess being a virtual avatar where you all share the one interest, it's really easy to like know I'm probably gonna get along with this person because we have one interest. Like it's like going to the gym and making friends at the gym because you all like the gym. Like of course you're gonna get along. You all like anime. You all like VTubers.
Yeah.
You have that. You don't need to watch their stream for a long period of time to understand that. So you can try maybe a little sooner than other communities can, where it's like you have to wait till they're playing the game you like, or you have to wait till they're doing the exact thing that you like doing to maybe get along with them. It's easier to understand the person you're looking at, I think, when you look at a VTuber than you do like a normal content creator.
I think also there's something with what you were saying beforehand about choosing the mask. There's something about VTubing when like you interact with a fellow creator, they've positioned themselves authentically in front of you. You can look at them and go, I vibe with what you've created, and often it's a reflection of their vibe. Yeah. You really get this first introduction on like connecting with the person based on how they choose to actively kind of present themselves on stream.
That's such a good point, because you see it with like certain groups. It's like, you see people that have very similar tastes hanging out with each other because it's obvious they liked each other because they saw what they saw and they enjoyed it. So, no, that's definitely a really good point there. Is like it's easier to understand socially who you might get along with in the VTubing sphere, I think. So you maybe make those risk assessments more than you would as a standard content creator, where it might be a bit scarier because you're just looking at smaller elements. For sure.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of I'm reading through my questions here. I have some like real hot button questions right at the end, and we might be moving on to those in a second, but a few more final questions, I guess, about like maybe more the big picture questions about VTubing and legacy. And also I apologize to chat. My system's been lagging out this whole collab. I've been having ongoing Wi-Fi issues, but thank you everyone for being understanding.
Hopefully our yaps are enough.
Oh yeah, basically, I mean, this is basically an audio podcast now available on Spotify and Apple Music. That's not true. That's not true. Imagine.
We'll be. We can make it happen.
One day. If you're listening on audio only mode to me and Hanya today, once again, we'd like to thank our friends at MSI Gaming for supporting the Unpacking Pod.
Hell yeah.
I guess I wanted to go like, do you have like a theme or maybe like message that you think is at the heart of who Hanya is? Like, do you have like a little like pocket ethos that's like, this is the theme of Hanya, this is like who she is? Do you have that at all? Like, an essence? It's pretty deep. It's a pretty big question. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh.
Do you have like a core value that's like the Hanya value?
Pink.
Pink? No. Yes.
I would say Well, okay. A lot of people have said, at least about me, and I guess I'd agree, is like I'm very whimsical. I
love that.
Mako said at one point, what was the word she used? I don't know. I think, okay, yeah, definitely a core thing that I think is very much I've noticed over the years has been a part of like things I create and things I like, especially now as I've become more myself. And I look back at, gosh, even stuff I created years ago, and I'm like, yeah, duh, that was always me, idiot. Like I have this, I strive to be, I guess I strive to have like a childish whimsy, because I don't think that ever leaves. And I think that's like something you need as a person, I think, to go forward in life. Because if you take yourself too seriously, you're gonna burn out. Like, I think it's best to just be a goofy guy.
I couldn't agree more. Oh my god. Yeah.
And I think that represents itself well in a lot of the stuff I create. And I think why I've chosen to be such a like fluffy cloud. And a lot of things I created growing up as well is like, I even this like design was very inspired by them, because like I used to just create and you see it in my mascots, I used to just create little guys. I like dudes. Just doing comfy, cozy, cute things, And I think that that's very much part of that like childish joy that I think everyone should kind of continue to have in life.
I think that's such a good term, whimsy being the cool ethos of Hanya. This is once again more of a broad question about like the world of VTubing. Is like, I feel like throughout the time that like the internet's existed, and we've been online and we've had like MySpace and like Tumblr and DeviantArts and characters and OCs and profiles, and then we've had YouTubers and then people who've used characters, YouTube identities, and now we are, I guess, the next kind of evolution of virtual identity. Do you have any thoughts kind of about the future of digital identity? And like how we as VTubers fit into that? Like, is VTubing, we kind of talked about it already, but is VTubing always going to stay separate, or is there like a integrated space of like the digital self, like just in general the self that exists online, and how VTubing kind of connects to that whole concept?
I think definitely more people are going to become anonymous as time goes on. I think we should. I think that's healthy. In a sense that like you don't need to become anonymous in a sense that you would like become a different person on the internet, but like in a sense that you should protect the things that you care dearly about, and you should be able to put out what you enjoy, and not have to concern yourself with the two overlapping too much, because you see it a lot in a lot of creators is like they have to worry about their lives sometimes, so I do think that especially as the internet grows, it is important to keep a level of anonymity. So I do think that VTubing is going to go more into that sphere. So I do think that people are definitely going to enter the sphere of what we call VTubing now, but maybe more leaning towards virtual entertainer. I mean, look, I told you earlier, one of my favorite content creators right now is the Burnt Peanut. Yeah. Dude, he's a fucking peanut.
Yeah, that technically is a virtual entertainer.
He calls himself a P-tuber.
Though they probably have like no idea who Kuznai is. They definitely still apply the ethos.
He like rags on VTubers. He's like, I'm not a fucking VTuber. I'm a P-tuber.
By the way, this is what they look like. Just remind us for the masses, this is who we are talking about.
So like I do think, and you're seeing it already, there are definitely people who are entering the space with their virtual entertainer sphere, but they don't want to be associated with specifically VTubers. But in the same way, we made this sphere kind of become popularized so they could even think about that. So I do think it will definitely expand, but it will grow past us. So yeah, for sure. I think anonymity is, well, in a healthy way, of course, is going to be more of the norm on the internet. And that's exciting. I think that's going to be so exciting to see what people create. Like, even with like YouTubers, like I hope there's more people that do like specifically content on YouTube, not streaming, that's focused around like a virtual entertainer avatar. Like, that's great. I think that's great.
That could be absolutely brilliant. All right, Hanya, we're now putting you in the hot seat.
Okay.
We're about to
I'm on fire.
Ask some quick questions, just so the amazing viewers can
get
a little insight into the things Hanya is enjoying at this moment. Hanya, what was the last song you listened to?
Let me get
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We want to know your most recent
song with lyrics, or do you want song
in general? What was the last thing you were vibing out to?
You're gonna fucking hate this.
No, I'm not. Tell me.
Music to become a restful cube to.
What the fuck is that? Anya! Okay, context. What the fuck is that?
I'm sending you the link.
No, what is this? Are you listening to like... What the fuck is this?
I was becoming a restful cube.
Oh my god, it's a vibe.
Yeah, I love this creator. He's great. You're not gonna like this creator at all. It's gonna. Nobody is great. Nobody is great. Chat.
This is a vibe. Sorry, I'm bringing up the YouTube link for everybody so you guys can see this.
This creator makes animations with his characters, and I love the restful cube. I love the crazy little guy under my floorboards.
Hanya has the sauce, boys. This is music to become a restful cube.
Yeah.
This is restful cube in progress.
I'm becoming a restful cube, chat.
This is great. Oh my goodness. I couldn't have possibly had a better answer to this question. Amazing. Thank you so much, Hanya.
I'm so confusing. They're like, what the fuck? She's pink. What the fuck is this shit? Then they see the restful cube and they're like, what?
It's amazing. All right. First answer. Perfect. You cannot top that. What's the last movie you watched?
Oh shit. I've been watching so much anime lately, though.
Okay. Then what's the most recent series / anime you're watching, and then what's
Kaiju number 8? Let's go, chat. You gotta watch Kaiju number 8. Let's go. Everyone's watching it. Everyone's watching it.
And what movie?
Yeah, a movie. Oh, it had to be. Oh no, God, it's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I watched a movie. I can't think of what it was.
What movie you watched this year? Have you watched like a movie this year that you liked? That you like? Oh yeah, a movie came out 2025. I liked it.
Oh, let's look at 2025 movies.
Have you watched any of them?
I don't know if I've watched any of them. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Fair?
I've been watching a lot of older stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I haven't for a while. I really haven't had time, so that's why I think I'm going on the anime binge, because you can watch an episode before like bed, and it doesn't take like hours of your life.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've watched anything recent this year.
No movies. Fair.
Not
She's been on the anime binge,
right?
I mean, one or two things.
What came out? What came out? Tell me.
Nosferatu, the new Wes Anderson. Was that last year?
Was there a new Wes Anderson film?
Yeah.
What was the newer Wes Anderson film?
The Finishing Scheme.
Finishing scheme or finishing?
Phoenician.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wes.
Only movies via 47-part TikToks. Yeah, that's what Hanya's doing.
I don't watch TikTok.
Okay, so what's your... Because you were talking about listening to music on YouTube. Are you a YouTube music person, or are you a Spotify, Apple Music user?
But I definitely think I'm leaning more YouTube music nowadays, just because like I do like all my karaoke stuff, so my algorithm's kind of like starting to understand what I like. I listen to a lot of like more not lyrical pieces on YouTube for sure, like the restful cube, of course.
Yes. Instrumentals.
But I when it comes to music, on Spotify, that's like stuff that I listen to as like more of an enjoyment rather than like a having in the background while working kind of thing. So I definitely, like, if you want to know my favorite artist right now.
Yeah, give us, this is what we're asking. What's your current hyperfixation song? What's your current hyperfixation tune?
From one of my absolute favorite artists, Gregory Alan Isakov. That's not his name. It's Gregory Alan Isakov. I've been listening to the Stable song, which is a classic for me. I've listened to it for a long time, but I've been listening to the symphonic one recently because I love his symphonic album. I've got his vinyl for it. It's great.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. Amazing. So and Master and a Hound, which is the best. Just the best song.
The best.
Not necessarily ever. It's not my favorite. I've got a torn between it, but Master and the Hound this year has been a big one for me. He wrote it about a snow globe. It's about a snow globe, and it's beautiful.
I love that. That one of my favorite albums this year has a song about a snow globe. Good imagery.
Wait, really?
Great imagery. Yeah.
Oh
Good
man,
imagery.
yeah. He's just written a story about a snow globe. He picked it up one day and he wrote a song about it. He is a great artist. So
that's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I was just saying, maybe you might not have anything. Is there any current like manga series or book that you're working through? No, nothing you're reading at the moment.
Books wise, I've been like, I haven't started, but I've been thinking of. I've been thinking about reading Heretics.
Ooh.
It's an old novel. He's a philosopher.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Let me read it up. It's definitely like I think it's a pretty heavy piece, but I had a friend that read it recently.
Yeah.
And said it was pretty good in some ways, like philosophy wise.
Nice.
They didn't share too much with me, but I was like, well, it's always good to learn about other people's like ways in life. So think about reading Heretics.
That could be nice.
Maybe I'll read because they have an Audible of it on
Yeah, you've
Spotify.
got a few days free. You can start reading the book with the cat and the coffee.
It's again, I don't know if anyone in chat has read Heretics. They're like, what the fuck? This lady is talking about anime and she's talking about Heretics.
No, yes, this is like the best juxtaposition thing about Vashayam. We're all like this. We're all like this. Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
But to be clear, I don't really know anything about it. I've just thought about reading it.
Okay.
I've been reading lately I've reread The Time Traveler. Or is it Time Traveler or Time Machine? What's it's the original piece that really started the concept of time travel. He's a writer. It's a really old classic book.
Oh yeah. Oh really? Oh, that's brilliant. I've never read that one.
I can't remember what it is. Which
Time Machine, Time Traveler's Wife, and that's a movie.
No, not that.
Time Machine by H.P. Wells. Oh
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've been on and off rereading that one.
Oh brilliant.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the only other one I picked up recently.
Okay, this is one of the most intense questions of all of the questions, Hanya. What's your most used emoji in your phone?
Oh.
What's your top 3?
Okay.
But at least what's your number 1? What's your most used emoji in your phone? In your most recent.
I will have to pause, fall asleep. I'm sleeping. Ooh,
yeah,
nappy,
we
nap.
need to know this.
Ooh,
This is
nap.
This is the cutting edge interviewing happening on the Unpacking Pod,
Absolutely
people.
cutting edge.
No one's asking these questions.
I will send. It's the melting face.
Yes! It's the melting face. That's a great one. That's a really good one.
The melting face, the skull.
Oh! How is Hanya's
And,
psyche? It's the melting face and the skull. Oh, jeez.
And then the laughing, crying, the
It's
classic.
fucked, bros. You cannot fix her. You cannot save her. It's the melting face, the skull, and the laughing,
melting face
crying.
has been a favorite of mine.
Oh, that is beautiful. Oh my goodness. It is over, boys. She cannot be saved.
I'm broken.
That is amazing. And guess the last thing is, what did you have for dinner last night? What did you eat for dinner?
Oh, olives and crackers.
Not even a little cheese? Not even a little Wensingdale?
No. It was just olives and crackers.
She had the white girl dinner, and her emojis look like that. She is not okay. Boys.
They were really nice olives, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Nice green olives. They were like the ones from like the deli section.
I mean, at least treat yourself. Was the good crackers too? Or was it like the budget?
They were just the Ritz crackers.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't even like the gourmet. She got the Ritz and olives combo. Holy.
I did dip a couple into some tomato sauce I had made for like pizza a couple nights back.
No,
They were good. It was like I was Italian dinner. It was an Italian dinner.
Yeah, the kind of dinner that would make an Italian put you in like a shallow grave. Hanya. Have you recently like? Because I know
these
you
are the
do
worst questions right now.
No, you're answering them perfectly. I was like, because you do like cooking. Is there anything you did recently cook that you're like really proud of? I feel like we need to remind the chat that you are quite a chef.
I was left alone as a child a lot, so I used to cook by myself.
Yep.
I made a really fucking. I've been making bomb pizza.
Oh, well, you've been making home pizza?
Yeah, I make homemade pizza. Fuck the shop stuff.
Real question. We need your opinion of pineapple on pizza. Hit us with it.
I think it's good if you're not eating an Italian. If you're not eating an Italian pizza, but like on an Italian pizza, it's not the same. I've been making Italian style pizzas. You know, some basil, some tomato sauce. You know, homemade tomato sauce. You know. Yeah, you get the mozzarella cheese. I did Italian sausage this time. Italian sausage and olives, and it was so good. It was so good.
Amazing.
And that's why I had olives left.
Yeah, and then you had the leftovers. Oh my goodness. That's so good. Hanya, thank you for your honesty. I know those questions were really serious and like, you know, it took a lot to be vulnerable like that, but really I appreciate you being...
They were questions I didn't quite expect, but that's okay.
I know. This way you come to the Unpacking Pod to get the real deep cuts.
The real experience.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like, this last final question is pretty pretentious, pretty kind of dorky. It's pretty kind of... This one's like, but I guess it's a little sentimental. Now, like, we've been doing this for, like 4 years. Who knows how long we'll keep doing this. Do you, like, have I guess, like, a little message or a theme that, like, you hope that you kind of leave behind in your little legacy of VTubing or whatever? Like, do you have, like, a little idea of, like, what's the little, like, I guess an epitaph? Like, do you have the thing that you're striving towards with each stream to leave behind?
It kind of probably goes into that same message of I hope I brought people joy and people could come away with like maybe a different perspective on themselves and things that they care about. So obviously, like for me, like music, I do definitely want to be able to add my own music that people can enjoy. And I've thought about like writing pieces and stuff like that as well going forward in the future. Yeah, I've dabbled a little bit in it.
I'm looking forward to hearing like your lyrics and some stuff you come up with for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely been working on that, like trying to like become a better writer in the background. And I actually have written something that I recorded a few like a month ago.
Boys, we're getting the secrets.
It's not music.
I
ended up like writing like a little short story thing that kind of like I was in like the depths of despair, dude. So like. It wasn't going to be shown to anyone, but I've thought about releasing it because it's like, to me, it's really personal. And I think maybe the words would help other people. So I hope I can release stuff like that. Like things people can look at and be like, everything's okay. Everything shall pass. And I will get through this hard part because that's kind of why I do it. Right. Like, that's why we all do it. So we can push through, we can have the things we care about and get our own joy out of this. And we hope that others that watch us can do that as well. So
absolutely. I couldn't have said that myself. I think that's so true to say and to share, and that being your ethos. Thank you so much for sharing that with us all, Hanya. Thank you all for being here today. As you guys know, Unpacking Pods are just short little things, little insights into people's world. So thank you for spending the last 2 hours talking with me about the creative VTubing.
It was great. We literally didn't stop talking. I'm great. I'm glad. I was so concerned that I would get stumbled on a question.
I said if there's any questions you can't answer, you want to skip, go for it. But no.
I'm glad I could do it. I'm glad.
I think we got into some really cool things. It was super awesome to hear about, I guess, your process, and specifically from the musical perspective. I think I got a lot of like super new insight about making music, and I can't wait to make more stuff. Hanya, plug yourself. Where can the amazing people find you, and what are you currently working on that you maybe could like be excited to give us a little insight on?
I am Hanya online.
Yeah.
Full stop. Hanya.
Yeah, she is.
Hell yeah. I'm obviously looking at creating debuting a new model at the end of the year. I dabbled in making this one for myself recently.
Oh my god, yes.
I could grow and make my full-time model in the future. So that's obviously, like, as soon as I hit the ground running at my new place, I'm planning on getting that started, that project up and running so it can be done, because I'm so excited for it. I can't stop thinking about Live 2D.
Wait. I can't wait to see, like, full form new Hanya, because those who don't know, Jetpack Hanya's done the full rig and art for this current model, and she's working on her full art and rig for her future model. It's so exciting.
So I can't wait to get back and stuck into that project. Along with that, you know, will come the projects that come with that, little things that hopefully I can release at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm exploring dabbling into games design.
Woo!
So I'm hoping to learn some 3D stuff. When I get back, I want to look into like some low poly 3D design stuff once I hit the ground running. And I don't know where that's gonna go. I don't want to put too much pressure on the concept, but you know, I'm hoping to do that in the future as well. We'll see what happens though.
that's always exciting. I know for sure whatever you do, you're gonna keep on like giving yourself creative projects for sure. Hanya is a gamer. That is right, lads. Also, I guess we have to say, reminder, both me and Hanya will be attending PAX the rest of Ashion.
Yes!
At the start of next month, so you guys can look forward to that as well. We're going to be there on the main stage. I guess this is a sample of what we'll be talking about even more on the main stage of PAX.
True. There will be 4 of us.
There will be.
Grand.
We're gonna...
You get to see the other girls in the future too.
Yes. Next week will be Marco Fukasami will be joining us on the pod. But it's such an honor to have you here.
God, I can't wait to see Marco's answers.
Ever guest. We're gonna probably
send. I'm the first ever.
Yes, you're the first ever official Unpacking podcast of all time.
Of course, the wife.
You know, I had to make sure I got approval from the wife before I got anyone else on here.
Oh, you don't need that. You got a great thing going here.
Thank you so much, Hannah. We're gonna raid Yozo, so we can send our support over to her. But yeah, everyone, please, exclamation point. I'm gonna shout out Hanya. How do I shout out? It's been so long since I've done this. My mods. I've become.
They do it.
They do it for me. I've become a pretentious the peasants typing out my own shout outs in my chat. No, this was the absolute joy. Thank you so much. It was an honor to talk to you.
Thank you.
I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Good luck with your upcoming move and adventure. We can't wait for all the new things happening in the year. Bone in or bone out chicken wings?
Bone in.
Bone in?
Yeah, and then you just like take the bone out.
She said bone in, boy. She said bone in. How do you take your coffee?
Black.
Black or based?
No.
Based.
Wait,
what? Wait. She's speaking the mic. She's just been so overwhelmed. We've lost her.
I feel like this is a trick.
Mods, shout out my wife. Yeah, no, thank you everybody. Be lovely to Yozo, and until next time,
enjoy.
Jetpack jetting out. Bye bye everybody. Bye.
This has been a Cynapse Inc broadcast. Cynapse Inc linking you with a safer tomorrow.